fantastic learners! How are you today? I hope you're doing great. I am your teacher Claire. Welcome to another important lesson that will help us in our daily communication. Kids, look at the pictures flashed on your TV screen. Do you know what plants are shown in the pictures? You're right. These are guava, mango, and coconut trees. Are these trees found in your community? Who among you here have trees like this in your backyard? Kids, read with me the following sentences that tell about the pictures. The guava tree is tall. The mango tree is taller than the guava tree. The coconut tree is the tallest of them all. What are the underlined words in the sentences? Very good. The underlined words are tall, taller, and tallest. Was there a comparison of the trees in the pictures? Right. We compared the trees in the pictures. Now, what adjectives did we use to compare the trees? We used the adjective taller to compare the guava tree and the mango tree. And we used the adjective tallest to compare all the trees. How are these degrees of comparison of adjectives formed? I have here a table of the degrees of comparison of adjectives. Let us find out how the adjectives showing comparison are formed. The degrees of comparison of adjectives are positive, comparative, and superlative degree. What are the adjectives in the positive degree? The adjectives in the positive degree are young, large, busy, sad, and expensive. What are the adjectives in the comparative degree? The adjectives in the comparative degree are younger, larger, busier, sadder, more expensive, and less expensive. What about the adjectives in the superlative degree? We have youngest, largest, busiest, saddest, most expensive, and least expensive. I have here sentences using the adjectives young, younger, and youngest. Let us read these sentences. Zenny is a young girl. Rosemary is younger than Zenny. Marian is the youngest among the three girls. What is the adjective used in the first sentence? Very good. The adjective is young. Was there a comparison in the first sentence? You're right. There was no comparison in the first sentence. What degree of comparison is the adjective young? Very good. The adjective young is a positive degree. A positive degree of adjective simply describes a noun. How many persons were compared in the second sentence? You're right. We compared two persons. What is the adjective used to compare Rosemary and Zenny? Correct. The adjective used is younger. What degree of comparison is the adjective younger? Very good. The adjective younger is a comparative degree. A comparative degree of adjective compares two persons. How many persons were compared in the third sentence? Correct. We compared three persons. What is the adjective used to compare the three girls? Right. The adjective used is youngest. What degree of comparison is the adjective youngest? Very good. It is a superlative degree. A superlative degree of adjective compares three or more nouns. Most adjectives form the comparative degree by adding er and the superlative degree by adding est to the positive form. The adjectives ending in y form their comparative and superlative degrees by changing y to I and adding er and est, as in happy, happier, happiest. For adjectives ending in e, just add r and st, as in safe, safer, safest. Adjectives with two or more syllables form their comparative degree by using more or less. They form the superlative degree by using most or least. At this point, let us have an activity. Please get your notebook and ball pen. I will read a short story. As I read, write down the adjectives and identify their degrees of comparison. I have here an example. Busy is a positive degree. Let us begin. In the garden, Joel, Jimmy, and Romy are brothers. They love to play in the garden. They enjoy watching the bees, ants, and butterflies. The bees are hovering around the trees. The butterflies are resting on the flowers. The ants are crawling on the ground. The three boys watch the insects. Joel says, "The butterflies are always busy." Jimmy added, "The bees are busier than the butterflies." Romy says, "Look at the ants. The ants are the busiest among the three insects." The three boys wanted to eat some fruits. They saw the guava tree. Joel picked a big guava. Jimmy got a bigger one. Romy climbed the tree and picked the biggest guava. They enjoyed eating the ripe fruits. Let us check your answers. Number 1 is already given as an example. Busy is a positive degree. What are your answers in numbers 2 to 6? Here are the answers. Number 2, busier, comparative degree. Number 3, busiest, superlative degree. Number 4, big, positive degree. Number 5, bigger, comparative degree. Number 6, biggest, superlative degree. What are the 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives? Very good! The 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives are positive, comparative, and superlative degrees. When do we use these degrees of adjectives? We use the positive degree to simply describe a noun. We use the comparative degree of adjective to compare 2 nouns. And we use the superlative degree of adjective to compare 3 or more nouns. Let us have another activity. Write on your paper the correct form of adjectives in the parentheses to show comparison in the sentences. Let's read the sentence together. Of all the stories I have read, Sleeping Beauty is the most interesting. Number 2. Noli finds mathematics hard than reading. Number 3. Meat is expensive than vegetables. Number 4. mangoes are sweet. Number 5. Father is the old of all the members in my family. What is your score? Let us clap our hands because I know you did well in the activity. Kids, what are the 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives? You are indeed attentive listeners. The 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives are positive, comparative, and superlative degree. When do we use these 3 degrees of adjectives? Great! We use the positive degree to simply describe a noun. We use the comparative degree of adjective to compare 2 nouns. We use the superlative degree of adjective to compare 3 or more nouns. This time, let us apply our knowledge on the degrees of comparison of adjectives. Use the following adjectives in sentences. 1. Dirty. 2. Smaller. 3. Talkative. 4. Less expensive. 5. Most obedient. When you're finished answering, ask your parents or guardian to check your answers. Kids, what are the 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives? You are indeed attentive listeners. The 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives are positive, comparative, and superlative degree. When do we use these 3 degrees of adjectives? Great! We use the positive degree to simply describe a noun. We use the comparative degree of adjective to compare 2 nouns. We use the superlative degree of adjective to compare 3 or more nouns. If you have questions regarding the activity, you may contact the number of your teachers found in your instructional kit, or you could email or send message via Messenger or SMS. If you want to watch this video lesson again, you may visit our YouTube channel. Search Aral TV Deped Leyte, click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get the latest updates. Today, we learned how to identify the degrees of comparison of adjectives. We also learned how to use them in sentences. Kids, let us remember that knowing the degrees of comparison is essential because this helps us to properly make comparisons of the things around us. This is your teacher Claire encouraging you to keep on learning English. See you next time!